Okay, you're there.
Hi everyone, Sarah here from the Paper Cut. First things first, video and sound. Hang on, I'm getting there because my mom and I always have stuff that we're doing, mysteries that we're solving before going on. So hang on.
I want to make sure I've got my sound off too, Sarah.
Yeah, it says I'm live. Thursday. Oh, for some reason. Oh no, there I am. Okay. Let's see if we got sound though. Oh, yep.
Okay, good. That's a good thing.
All right, we're here.
We don't have our heads.
Yeah, we don't have our heads. They've like wandered off.
But we do have a balloon.
My mom gave me a Valentine's Day balloon yesterday. And so Winnie, who's been here with me all week, yesterday she was barking at it and afraid of it and today she's jumping up at it. So it was our entertainment for the last couple days.
Oh, man.
So anyways, but here we are, Fun Time Thursday. Let's go. Oh, Virginia made it on. Yay. Virginia's been having trouble and I talked her through it on the phone, so she's on. So that makes me happy. So let's go down to the table.
All right. Okay, you're there.
Okay. There. Okay. So if you have this kit, this is what we're doing. I forgot to make sure my samples were here. So we have our Peekaboo Shutter card, which is more of a mechanical type card. And we have our Peekaboo Trifold card, which again is more of a mechanical, but that one's a little bit easier. And then because we needed something simple, we just have the simple little bunny card. So let's start with the hippo one, because that one is the easiest of the two mechanical cards. Oh, Tammy Moore, Sarah, do you have metal plates in stock? I do. Let's see if my mom can find the link.
Okay, I will go find one.
Yep. Just type in the word plate. Don't type in metal.
Plate, just plate.
Just
okay.
plate. Try it that way.
Okay.
I do have them back in stock. And now we have 4 different sizes.
Yeah.
So we have the 8x10, which is the one that I use for my big crossover machine. We have the 6x8, which is the one that fits on your standard Big Shot. We got an extended one for the Big Shot and for whatever machines are extended. So I think it's 6x 13 or 13 and a half.
It is 6x13.
Yeah, and then we have the small one for the, which is
3.5 by 7.
3.5 by 7, which is for the Stampin' Up! Little machine. But if you have one of the other littler machines, I do have some. It's hard to cut that size, so Jake gave me some of the pieces that they did that weren't exactly that size. So if you need one that's smaller because your platform is like 3, email me, because I probably have some. I probably have one that size too. I just didn't
Okay.
put them online.
Okay.
So
I'll
oh, Kathleen Moore.
What?
She wants to know what exactly I'm doing for the next Crafters Classroom. Yeah, I didn't totally finish those, but I can show you some things that I'm working on. So I'm thinking about doing, actually this is what I started with this little bunny set and this little duck set that are from Impression Obsession. So that's the little bunny set, and there's dies to it too. So, and just doing like a springy type thing and using some of our window cards with window overlays. So doing like 4 different window cards with overlays, and one of them is going to be a shaker card. So I don't have any samples completed yet. I have a whole pile of stuff back here that I'm just playing with to figure out exactly what I'm doing. So that is what I think I'm doing. I was going to do something else, and then I changed my mind today and went with the window cards because I haven't done window cards for Crafters Classroom. So, and spring doesn't go too much longer, so I figured March is probably a good time for spring. Well, it actually goes till May or June, but that's a good time, doing them ahead of time. So, sorry, I'm not done yet. So, anyways, let's go on, and then my the other one that I'm doing is our Fun Time Thursday. So yes, I am out of town this weekend. Actually, I have the grandbaby tomorrow. Then I'm out of town dress shopping with my daughter on Saturday and Sunday. Well, just part of Sunday, and then I will be here Sunday and working on cards. So, anyways, I might post stuff, and if you just want to trust me and order before you see the samples, have at her. Otherwise, if you want to wait to order after you see the samples, then wait, because Monday I'll for sure have them done. Anyways, let's do this one.
I gotta get my coat off. Gosh.
We were running around and
I
No.
hardly logged in yet, sir. So
what? Oh, my mom hardly logged in. So we'll get going slow. Actually, I've been yapping a little bit, so. So let's get this one. We'll go through the pieces first. Anyways, we were looking at some quilted card stuff, some mysteries we were trying to solve before getting started. It's like one of those things where you start and you get engulfed in something else, and then bam, it's time to start. So let's go through our pieces. First we have our envelope, then we have our card, and yeah, there's a lot of pieces in this one, so that's why we're going to go through them. Because if you're missing a piece, if you're watching live, you can just write it down or type it in. You can't write it down because we can't see your notes, but you can type it in, and my mom will write me a note.
well, as soon as yeah.
Oh, did you find the plates, Mom, or not?
Yeah, I found the plates.
Okay.
I just haven't posted a link yet
Oh,
because
okay.
I'm not signed in yet. So.
Oh, that's okay. Tammy Moore found them.
Okay.
So anyways, you have the card. We have the 2 overlays. We have this piece of printed paper, which is in our new pattern paper pad that's called Black and Gray with a Touch of Color. We have one piece of Big Miri Sparkle, one piece of Little Miri Sparkle, one piece of gray, one piece of black, and I'm kind of setting them how they're going to go together. So if you want to just keep them kind of together like that. Then we have a big steel blue circle. We have a stitched gray circle. And we have the words, "I'm behind you all the way." Those 3 go together. Then you have a gray circle without stitches. You have the hippo. So those 2 go together. Then you have your smallest gray stitched circle and your words. Those go together. And then you have this word that's going to end up going on the front there. And this piece was on the inside. Oh, sorry. I put a piece down. These 2 strips are on the inside. So if that's all your pieces, it's a lot of them, and the next one has even more. So that's why we're only doing 2 mechanical cards and then a very easy card, because after kidding like all of these, I was like, I better make that last one super easy because yeah. So anyways, I don't know, I'm feeling kind of silly today. Sorry.
No wonder I'm like I am. No wonder you're like you are, because
Yeah.
I came in here like a whirlwind this morning.
Okay, I'm going to kind of set my pieces off to the side, but keep them organized, because then they're all ready to go when we start attaching them together. That's why we do that. Let's do this. Let's get a few pieces just attached right away, because then they won't be loose and we will not lose them. Because I know that I can lose pieces. So first, remember we had our gray and our silver Miri Sparkle? let's go ahead and attach our Miri Sparkle on there and our gray strip, and then we're going to take a scissors and chop it off. And I have mine pretty much centered, so this keep going is going to go on the top of it. But let's just attach those two pieces right now. Yeah, I don't know why I'm being silly.
I know why I'm so. I'm just fried because I had two dance lessons already today. So I had 5 on Monday.
So we can't keep her here too late. She had 5 dance lessons on Monday. Can you guys even believe that?
I had how many? I don't remember how many on Tuesday. Wednesday I had 3.
So we can't keep her here too late tonight. So she's probably like, get busy, Sarah.
It's like weird, just weird.
All right, so we attached our silver on there, and then we attached our gray, which I believe the gray color is cement. And I'm trimming those off. Now, the card base and the one colored overlay come as a kit with the envelopes. This overlay is a die. It's the peekaboo die that goes over the top of that, and we have some more peekaboo ones that match, this die that are coming. So, Sue, are you doing another recital?
Yeah. Yeah. In honor of entering my 9th decade, I am doing silly things.
She's doing a lot. That's what she's doing.
Yeah.
Over the whole weekend, she's doing a lot. Let's just put it that way. So she's got lots of practices.
And they're throwing a lot of new things at me. I told them to challenge me, but they didn't realize that I'm challenged anyway, so golly.
So this black one, so anyways, I need to talk, and I need to yabber and teach at the same time.
Okay.
So you're going to take, especially when we're putting together. So I'll be coloring later, and then we can yabber more. Our circle, we're going to turn it over. So our circle is on our right-hand side. That's the card front. So we have our circle on the right-hand side. We have our scores on the left-hand side. So this is actually the back of the card and the front of the card, and those fold up to the inside. It's kind of hard to do white on white. I mean, because I'm on semi-white paper. So, and then this overlay is going to go over the top. So let's put that on there. We'll get that out of the way right away too. Jesse's going to catch us on replay.
Yes, I just saw that too.
And we have kits left, so if you weren't sure about this kit, but then you see them and you want to order them, we have them left after class. All right, so now we have those pieces out of the way, because then we don't have to worry about losing them. So we're going to flip it over, and our window is now on our left side, and our scored panels are on our right side. So for folding this, we're going to fold it, and we're going to attach some of these other panels before I attempt my hippo coloring. I did a really good job coloring him the first time, so I don't know if I can do that good this time, but I'm going to try. So this score right here, so this is a tri-panel, or 3-panel. Well, actually it's got 4, but it's the front of the card, the middle of the card, and then these fold to the inside. And this is kind of like a double shutter card. So this score that's right here, we're going to fold in, and now our bumps are up, our window's on our left, our panels are on our right. We're going to fold in, and then we're going to fold back. And I said that it was like a double shutter card because that is half of a double shutter card. So you have half of a double shutter card and half window card. Okay, so now on our sample, let's look at our inside. We can attach these two pieces first because they're just going to attach right over here on the left side, and they're already cut to size, so that's good. Oops, a piece of purple. Then I was working on my cute little window cards. Because my other theme idea, besides the cute bunnies and ducks for spring, my other theme idea was women and wine. And so I still might use that. I struggled with that because I'm not sure that everybody drinks wine. I don't drink wine.
Sarah, the question is, why do you use metal plates?
Why do you use metal plates? I use the metal plate because when you're cutting something that is detailed, it just cuts much nicer on the metal plate. Hang on, I'm going to grab my plates for a minute and we'll just have that short discussion. When you're cutting on your clear plates, you know, there's give to these clear plates, and your like dies, like, and this one's in pretty good shape because it doesn't get used as often because it's in this room, but my other ones are really cut up. But your die actually, like the blade can push into there, so when you cut on when you're cutting a detail die, you know, there's a little bit of give here, but when you're cutting onto your metal plate, which is this, it's not going to give, so the die isn't going to, you know, push the paper into where it's giving a little, so you just get a much cleaner cut when you're cutting into the metal plate, and it's firmer, so it doesn't have, you know, it's not pliable. So depending on the machine you use, you still may get curling of this top plate because that has to do with the rollers. I do have some people that use metal on metal, which is fine. I don't like to do that because I actually like to see what I'm cutting. So I just do use one, and with my crossover machine, you can adjust the tension. So I don't get as much curling with my plates. Plus the crossover plates are a little bit thicker than your Big Shot plates. Does it dull your dies? That question has come up, and I do not think it dulls my dies because I use my dies hundreds of times, like more than most people would use their dies, and I very rarely replace my dies. I mean, I'll sometimes replace them because they will get bad every once in a while, or some detail ones will get bad where the stuff is just sticking in them. So I don't really think that the metal plate dulls your dies any more than cutting them on a different plate. Which crossover do you use? It's the crossover 2. And I know Rubbernecker used to sell them, so I don't know if they still do, but I'm sure they can. If they don't have them on their website, I'm sure they can help you with that. So, all right, now we have these two circles attached together, and I was just seeing if I popped them up. I did not pop them up, but you're more than welcome to pop them up if you want to. So these two circles are going to go together. Now, I do think that rollers, as you cut, get worn out. Even on my crossovers, they get, because I can tell that when I cut near the roller in the middle where you do most of your die cutting, it doesn't cut, like if I'm cutting a bigger die, it cuts better on the edges, so it cuts better on the outer edges than in the middle where you cut all the time. So,
Sarah, did you see this question? Do you
No.
teach in-person classes?
oh, do I teach in-person classes? I do for sure in September, and that's for our warehouse sale. Those classes are on Friday, September. I think it's September.
We need a calendar in here.
13th or 14th. Our warehouse sale is always 2 weeks after Labor Day,
In person one.
in person. And so I teach in person on the Friday before our warehouse sale, which my mom's checking. So it's either the 13th or the 14th. I'm just not sure what the Friday is and what the Saturday is. So I don't regularly teach in person. That's something that I've said, oh, I should do, but I haven't gotten my act together to.
September 13th.
Friday, September 13th would be in-person
Tom will
classes.
have a spooky time.
Yeah. So we're going to attach our silver Miri Sparkle. This is on the inside panel, right to the left of the score. So yes, I teach in person all that day. I had taught in person up in Door County, but she is having hers the weekend of our virtual sale, which you say it's virtual, but I'm teaching and doing a comment sold, so I can't go to that. So this piece is cut to the right height. We're just going to cut, I believe these are 2 inches, but I'm going to measure, or I could read my instructions. But measuring is easier. So yeah, 2 inches. So you're going to cut 2 pieces of this that are 2 inches. So yeah, I like in my brain I'm always saying, oh, I'm going to do like 3, a spring in-person class, and I do the, maybe do two other ones. So I teach in person here at the warehouse 3 times a year. And yeah, I was just happy that I was able to do Fun Time Thursday and Crafters Classroom for a whole year without missing.
Yeah.
Because I started, before that, my Fun Time Thursdays, before last year, my Fun Time Thursdays were very kind of sporadic. And then last year, I committed myself to doing Fun Time Thursday every month. And it's always the Thursday after Crafters Classroom, so then you can order both kits together. So yay me.
Hooray,
I
yeah.
kept it up for the whole year. And actually, we've kept Thursdays up now. I think we started those in 21.
Yeah, I think so too. Was it your Thursday originally?
I think we started our Thursday in 21, yeah. So we've been going on Thursday nights for a long time now, and we really only miss Thanksgiving, and then I think I'm given 1 sick day a year.
Yeah, okay, all right.
So-
And you took advantage
And
of
I
that.
took 1 sick day last year, and I took 1 sick day the year before.
Yeah.
Did I take one last year? No, I think I worked through it. I think I only took one the year before.
So Sarah, I
Yes.
thought you started you started
We
some
started doing
classes.
virtual
Yes.
in 2020,
Yes.
but I didn't start the every Thursday thing right away.
Yeah,
I could have started it in, I don't know.
I don't know either. There goes my Cocapelli thingy.
I was doing classes every 4 to 6 weeks in 2020. Well,
Yes.
craft alongs. We were doing a bunch of different craft alongs with different promoters. But then I started the Fun Time Thursday. I think we started that in 21,
I think so too.
where it was more regular, like every Thursday.
And then that's when somebody came up with the name Fun Time Thursday.
And then
right?
we did a one where you crafted along with us,
Mhm.
and that's when we came up with Fun Time Thursday. And then yeah, sporadically in 22, and then in 23 we just hit the floor running and did it every month. So this is what the inside of your card should look like so far. I've just kind of been plugging along. We attached these, we attached our silver, we cut our 2 marble pieces into 2 inches wide and attached those. When it's folded, it's like that. But let's go to attaching our circles. So this circle is bigger than this circle. So you can't just willy-nilly stick it on there and pray that it's centered. I mean, you can
You
if you want
could.
to. And that's
If you're-
perfectly fine.
If you're a go for it
Or
kind of
gal, which I am. But this one I will give you a way to do it. So you can get it centered, because we are going to layer our circles first. And again, we have our stitched steel blue circle, our stitched rhino circle, and our stitched word circle. And I say that it's stitched because these two are very close in size, but they're off by a hair. So if you use the wrong gray circle, you won't have a gray circle to layer your hippo on. So make sure you're using the correct gray circle. So let's attach our 3 circles together. Thank you, Kathleen. I appreciate you guys being with me every week and buying the kits. So really, everybody that started with us virtually, that's helped us to be able to stay home. And I know a lot of people want to see us on the road. However, with the grandbabies, I really, 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 really want to stay home. So, especially with another one coming. So yes, thank you for joining me week in and week out.
tough boss, Marion Phillips says.
Yeah, tough boss. Yeah, I don't get much for sick days. I don't get sick that often, but I swear this winter, I don't know about all of you, but this winter I thought was kind of a bad one, where it just hung on and hung on and hung on. So
And then we
anyways,
had that sinus thing going on.
yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. So anyways, now we can see where this lines up. Okay. So what we're gonna do, you can do this, but I am more of a go for it kind of gal. You could actually tape it, use a little bit of like tape on there, or removable tape even to hold it in place. Put lots of tape on there, then put it and pull your removable tape out. I'm more of a go for it kind of gal, so I'm gonna put tape on the back. I'm just gonna kind of slide it underneath here, and I'm not gonna push it down yet, and I'm gonna kind of put my window over the top of it, and then when I get it centered enough, then I'm gonna give it a good push, and then I'll be centered.
Okay, Sarah. The question is, how do you order kits? She's new to this.
Oh, to order the kits, on our class page,
Yes, that's where I'm going.
my mom's gonna link that. That's where you'll order kits from. And like right now, this particular week is usually when I come out with the kits for the next month. And I started to talk about that because my crafters classroom, which is always the second Saturday of the month, is always due on Tuesday, and I had a lot going on this week. So I told Jennifer and I told all of you on Saturday, I said, I'm not gonna be on time. I thought I would be late on time today, but that didn't happen either. So I'm gonna be late, and my kits are gonna be posted sometime over the weekend to Monday. Or like I said, I might just post what they're gonna be, and without the pictures. If you want to sign up before the pictures, yay. If you want to wait till the pictures, you can do that too. My Fun Time Thursday kit, usually I don't get all of those pictures posted for sure. You'll get usually 1 or 2. So anyways, we have that on the inside. Now we do need to, we're not going to put our hippo on there yet because we're going to color him, but we're going to attach this circle on. So to attach the circle, it's actually getting attached to this panel right here, and only half of it. If you attach the whole thing, your card it's not gonna bend. So you only want to put adhesive on half of your circle. Now you can do this one of 2 ways. You can put tape on half of your circle, and then you're going to close it and attach it through the window. Or if you're good with your tape, you can attach it right here in this half circle, and then you're going to take your circle and just kind of push it through and it will attach to half. So either way, I usually put tape on half of my circle, but I am pretty good with my tape gun.
She's phenomenal with her tape gun.
I use my tape gun for a lot of little pieces that people would not use their tape gun for. I've used this tape gun for a long time, so I'm pretty confident with it. So anyways, I have tape on half of my circle. Again, I'm going to fold my accordion part. I'm going to fold my front panel, and we want to attach our taped section to this section right here. That's the one hard thing, is it's hard to know, because it's a circle. You know, with a square, you know that it has to be straight. With a circle, yeah, it's a little bit more difficult, because you don't want to rotate your circle at all. So you're going to attach it, and then it'll kind of fit right through that window, and you can just pop that open. Now you can look back here, like I have a little bit of tape showing right there, and because it's ATG, I can just take my finger and rub it over the top and get that off. So you want to look at that, and you know, with your panels bent backwards, you can see if you have any exposed adhesive. So I was going to say you could attach a circle back here, but you can't because you don't see behind that circle.
Yeah.
So we have our card base almost done. Well, we do have our card base done, but let's go to our coloring. Usually, sometimes I color for you guys. This one I didn't. So, sorry. Let's see what colors I'm going to use, because I did not get smart this time and write down my colors.
Oh.
I am going to grab a white piece, a white piece of cardstock. You know, in different colors, or different, you know, your markers will color different, like on this paper than on our white cougar. So I just have a little swatch of our white cougar that I'm just going to, so I know I used that color because I used it right below there. So that's B34 in case you want to look at marker colors. That was underneath him. I know I used this one, which is, oh, you can't see that anyways. C1. C1 is my very light gray. So B34, C1. I think I used this off-color gray too. It's another gray. It's a warm gray. And I just used that for like blending around the edges of the hippo. And that one is W3. And I know I used another gray, but I don't know if it was, oops, it's not that one, 'cause that one's terrible. This is a darker gray. I don't think I used that one. Nope. And I don't think I used this one either. Nope, those are too dark. And then I used a pink for the tongue and the ears. So yeah, this one was a pretty simple one. RV14, but you could really use any pink.
Sir, what type of markers do you use?
Copics.
Copic.
I use the Copic markers. Now there's all different ones. There's the Stampin' Up! Ones, which I think are called Tri-Blends or something like that. And then there's your Spectrum Noir,
Noir.
Noirs.
Noir. That's like Pinot Noir.
Yeah. So you can use any of them. In fact, you can use colored pencils if you want to use colored pencils instead. Just whatever works for you. Actually, I might have used a different blue. I'm going to just see this one. I think I used this one too, B21. So very rarely do I put my marker colors in my instructions. That's just because I usually sit here and I color and I hold them all in my hand while I'm, you know, I'll hold them in one hand, I'll color, maybe I'll hold them in this hand, pull them out, color, stick them back in my hand. And you'd think that I'd be smart and then just take one of my little hunks of white paper, write the numbers down, and then take it home when I'm writing my instructions. But no, I don't. I just stick them right back in the cup. So I will try to be better at that. But it's always nice to have, like this one, it is a little bit bigger. So if you don't have an Amber or White Cougar, you could always do your testing on like the bottom. Or sometimes I give you, you know, you have extra words in kits. So you can always test on there. There's usually something within the kit or one of the, you know, one of the card kits that you can test color on if you want to test your colors. But really, no one's going to see my compared to yours. So nobody is going to tell you that you colored it wrong.
And if they
If they do, what happens? They are off your card list. No more homemade cards for them. No more soup for you. that's from that's from Friends. Yeah. Anyways, no, that's from Seinfeld. Friends. Yep, Seinfeld. So, anyways, that one I just chopped off. I could have it's good enough. So that we can set aside. So now our hippo. Make sure your C1 is very full. I've got a bunch of C1s if one of mine runs out of ink. But I think I colored the whole hippo in the C1. You know, and hippo skin isn't perfect either. So if you've ever been to the zoo and seen a hippo or in the wild, you know, it doesn't have to be perfectly smooth coloring because
they're kind of gnarly.
They're gnarly. They're cute though too when they're babies.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are. Almost as cute as baby elephants.
Yeah.
Oh
There's
my
a
gosh.
hippo that I used to follow in that I still do, Fiona, at the Cincinnati Zoo. Yeah, I like my animals on Facebook, people.
Yeah.
So, anyways, now let's just go and color. I'm going to let that dry for a minute. And I think I just used my C1, you know, to make it darker. And then I used a little bit of my W3 around the outside. But let's color his,
Backside.
no, we're going to color his tongue
Oh, okay.
and his little ears. Yeah. I like my Facebook animals. They're fun to follow. Someday I'm going to make it to the Cincinnati Zoo.
The
Now-
Cincinnati Zoo.
Yeah. If we were still doing shows, I'd go to the Cincinnati Zoo when we were there.
Oh.
Actually, we're usually too busy when we were doing shows. So now I am just going like around the outside. And then I can drag that color in just a little bit. So I went pretty heavy and dark around the outside. Then I drag that color in. And I am not a Copic expert colorer. So some of you may have taken the Copic classes and are much better trained than I am. I just kind of self-taught myself. But yeah, you can drag that color over the whole thing if you wanted to, if you wanted a little bit darker.
Fiona has a little brother now, Sarah.
Yep, Fiona has, Fritz. That's his name, Fritz. Oh my gosh. Fiona is quite the story. If you ever get a chance and you like hippos, go read the Fiona story on the Cincinnati page, because yeah, that's quite the story. So now I am going to go around with my W3 around the outside and just the lines, and then I'm going to take my C1 again and kind of blend that in. And maybe, the tail on mine is light, but I think I want to do the tail a little bit darker too. And then around his nostrils, maybe his chin a little bit. And I watch one of my friends color, and she is just phenomenal. And the thing that she does is she doesn't try and make it look perfect. But I have a hard time, you know, I want it to all kind of be symmetrical, and she'll just do funny little darker lines like on the outside. She was just phenomenal at coloring.
Marion Phillips says she followed Fiona because her grandbaby was a preemie.
Oh yeah.
She was always rooting for Fiona to do well. Yeah.
Yeah, Fiona, that story is amazing. So anyways, yeah, I think I like how I colored him this time.
Everyone's different, right, Sarah?
Then I did a little, well, I think I did this color blue.
Thank you, Carol. Your coloring looks good to Carol.
Well, thank you. I try. And like I said, I have not taken a Copic class. It's probably something that would be good to take. So yeah, I'm kind of self-taught.
Everybody's quiet tonight.
All right, well they're coloring.
They're coloring, yes.
Anyways, there we've got our hippo. So my lines on my actual, those are stamped. So Mitra will usually give me the images and then I can print them. So that's why the lines are a little bit narrower on some of your printed images than on my actual ones. And this one, I didn't use a good ink pad and it bled just a little bit. So, so yeah. So this one I did pop up with foam tape. So I did pop the hippo up. Now, and sometimes when we die cut, because our dies are used a lot, we'll get little sniblets on the outside. And I take my fingernail, but you can always take the edge of a scissors too. And that gets like little snibbleties off of there. So keep your grays out for your bunny later. And I used the grays on the dog too. But you can color the dogs whatever colors you want to color them. And the bunny, if you don't want to do the bunny, there's a cat image that you can do instead.
Nice.
I tried to be an equal opportunity animal person. And the hippo's
politically correct. Right?
The hippo's in there just for good measure, because everybody likes cute little hippos. Unless you've ever seen one up close and personal on a safari and they're not so cute, because they might attack you.
But not the babies, maybe.
No, not the babies. Just probably the mamas that are being
Oh yeah,
mamas.
the mamas get kind of protective.
So sometimes in my kits, I will give you pre-colored images. Those are, well, from Rubbernecker, sometimes I'll get pre-colored images and I'll just print them out. Sometimes I'll color them in Photoshop. And that's kind of a self-taught program for me too. So anyways, we have our first one done. Yay. Let's go on to our probably the longest one. Whew. Which is this one. And then we'll finish with an easy one.
Okay.
So this is the Peekaboo Shutter Card.
Yeah. Emily says she's just watching tonight because she put her kid away and now so she wouldn't lose it and now she can't remember where she put it.
That happens to me. You know what? I still cannot find that die.
Yeah.
Becky and Brian haven't found my die. I haven't found my die.
It's hiding someplace.
hiding somewhere.
You hit it really, really
Oh,
good.
I did. I am gonna. Becky and Brian emptied the garbage. So hopefully it didn't go in the garbage. Let's look at our pieces first. We always do that. We have our cream envelope. That we can set to the side. We have, so in our Peekaboo Shutter Kit, We have a shutter card. We have the window. This is the window insert that goes on the inside. Normally it comes, we cut it in this color with our die, so normally it comes cream. So if you have the cream kit, you would get the cream shutters. If you have the white kit, you would get the white shutters and white window. If you have the black, you get the black shutters and black window. So,
Man, I'm tired.
so I might have to like poke her.
Yeah, right.
I won't throw scissors at her.
No.
I'll just throw a marker at her.
Nope.
I won't do that
No,
either.
you wouldn't do that.
So-
I know that.
Anyways, we have our two little shutters and we have the circle. So that's all part of the Peekaboo shutter kit. Minus like this you get in cream or whatever color it is. You have a big piece of this paper, which again is in our new pattern paper. You have a piece of sticker paper. So it is white, it's crack and peel. So if you look at one side, you can crack it. Don't peel it off yet though. We have our Friends Forever.
Sir, what size circle is that?
What size circle is what? This one?
Yep,
Or this one?
that one. The one on your hand. Right.
This one?
Yes.
I don't know. Let's find out. It is 2 5/8 of an inch.
Okay. We could use that for the moon.
Well, it's part of a die.
Oh.
I mean, we have dies now.
Okay.
We were looking for a moon
Okay.
die.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what you were asking.
Yep.
But we have, there's other dies back there for circle.
Yep.
This one has 2 scores on it. And
Oh, okay, I see.
so, anyways, we have our sticker paper. We have a word swatch that's going to go in the inside, so we're going to set it right up here. We have these words that are for either the front or the inside. So these you can set aside. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 swatches that are all about the same size, and those go with your sticker paper, so that's why I'm going to set them there. We have 2, these are for the front panels, so I'm going to set it right there with the front, and then this one is for the inside. Whew, where are we even going to start?
Yeah.
At
the beginning.
I know, but you could start in multiple places on this
Yeah,
card.
I know.
So I think I'm going to start on the front. So let's get this part out of the way. We are going to make our own striped paper. And you can see that these are not cut to the same size. They're cut 3/8 of an inch, 5/8 of an inch, 1/2 an inch. So you can cut them all the same if you'd like. If you want to cut them all 1/2 an inch, then you'll have very uniform. If you want to cut them different widths, you can cut them different widths. So I'm going to just start cutting, and you're going to start cutting too. I used 2 of every single one. So I used 2 of the brick, 2 of the lagoon, 2 of the Sahara, 1 of the taupe, and yeah, just 1 of the taupe. Otherwise I used 2 of the other ones. So let's just start with cutting some strips. Cut some strips. And I might put the rest of my card base pieces out of the way while I just cut strips. So on my little trimmer, there's like this little lip right there. I do use that as a guide quite often.
Mm.
And that's 1/2 inch. So if you have one of these little paper trimmers at home, the lip that it catches on is 1/2 an inch. So I think 1/2 inch is probably my smallest strip. So yeah, the lagoon is my 1/2 inch strip. And then 5/8, and this one might be 3/4. So cut whatever you would like for strips. You're going to end up with some extra paper.
Lagoon, that's what that,
This
Color
blue is
of-
called Lagoon.
yeah, my that's what my island is called, Lagoon.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Then I think I'm going to cut a 1-inch strip of the granite. Oh, well, on my sample it's 7/8. If we want to be really picky, which we don't. So, yeah, this color is, the gray in your kit is called granite. And then we have our Sahara, which I think I'm going to cut 5/8 of an inch. And see how I don't have my guard on there, Carol McKinney, but I'm going super slow.
Okay.
Alright, so we have our Sahara. And then we have our taupe. I only used one taupe.
Yeah, Marion says, yes, I do, Sarah. That's okay, I have a sewing kit here. We'll just stitch it back on.
Uh,
Yeah.
I need my fingers though. Especially if I need to design my kits for next month. I still need. I can't take any fingertips off. Okay, let's try 3/4 on the 3/4 of an inch on my brick red. Now we have. Do we have 2 bricks? Oh, we do have 2 bricks. I think there's an orange brick and a brick red. So just be careful if you want this color to order the brick red and not the orange brick. Okay, so we have our 5 colors, and I'm going to put my cutter away. Actually, let's cut one more thing. Sorry, I've got one more thing. We're going to cut it while the cutter's out. So this piece, actually I'm going to need my cutter later anyways. We're going to cut a piece of this paper off, and I did use that. Oh no, I didn't. Well, you could use this on the inside too, so you could save strips of that for the inside. But this one, we're going to cut to 1 7/8. 1 7/8. So if you're wondering why I picked the colors I picked, and then this piece we can just save. I picked I picked all colors that went in here, and that's why I picked the brick, because it matched there pretty well. And when I originally did this, just printing off of my printer, it had a little bit more of a blue tone in it, so that's why I picked that Lagoon. But the one that came from the actual printer doesn't appear that it has as much blue tone in it. But I still think that Lagoon in there works. But then this color works in there really good. That one works in there really good. And our granite works in there really good too. So I couldn't decide which colors to go with, so I decided to go with all of them. So,
Well, that works.
yeah. So anyways, I'm just going to set this here because this is going to end up layering on one of those pieces. And this is not black. It is a very dark gray. What is this one called? Oh, this one's called Thunder. But yeah, it's not a stark black. It's a dark charcoal, and it's called Thunder. So now, off of the tangents, onto our piece of sticker paper, we are going to peel the backing off. They cut, and when I say they, I mean Becky and Brian, cut them to 4 1/4 so they would fit exactly across. But you can still trim a little off if you don't have them totally even. You trim a little bit off. But that's why they were cut to this width, just so they would match your sticker paper. So I like to start on one end. I like to start on the end closest to me. And then I usually, yeah. So your fingers kind of stick to that first one. Get it on there as straight as you can. And then you can take and you can just line up the edge of the paper with this lip that's sticking up. So you've got a kind of a little lip to follow there.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can butt them right up against each other. I like making my own little
You too.
paper strips. Now I think I have them cut a little bit different on my sample, but you know what? It doesn't matter. It totally does not matter. The same, different. If you don't like one of the colors, you just don't use it. It's that easy. If you're like, nah, I don't like the blue lagoon. It does. I think it does look really good with the gray though. But if you're like, no, it doesn't work for me, then don't use it. Your project. You do you. Now I had a little gap right there. I can see that, but that's okay. Because on the front of the card, you're really only going to use part of it. You're going to cover up a little bit. So that part could be right, you know, right there. You're going to cover it up. Or you just don't use that part. But I did use 2 little strips on the inside and a strip across there. So we're trimming this to the same length as this piece, which is, I want to say it's 5 1/4. It is. So the length of this is 5 1/4. So I'm going to pull my paper trimmer over here again. And if you want to see, you know, right now if I cut mine to 5 1/4, I'm almost going to cut this chunk off. So, you know, I can kind of look at it and say, no, maybe I want a little bit less of this color on there. And then I can turn it around and cut it to 5 1/4. Still going to cut a lot of my taupe off. That's okay. And then I have, you know, you can barely see my white here, but if say you're like, oh, I just want to trim that off because I don't have uneven edges, you can trim a little chunk of that off. That's okay. Not going to miss anything. And then we cut it at 1 7/8, which is the same width as this one. So 1 7/8. We'll just wait on this piece because we'll use that on the inside. You know, or you can use this on the inside too, so you have both of these that you can use on the inside if you want to. So now we can attach these two onto here.
Happy Valentine's Day, everyone. I hope you enjoyed your day. I passed out chocolates at Costco.
And she left chocolates for me at work and a balloon
Yeah.
and a card.
Not a handmade card.
That's okay. It's the thought that counts.
Okay. Oh, that's so pretty.
All right, and then we have this one. So now what I think we'll do is I think we will move on to, you know, we're gonna wait for the dogs and we're gonna wait for some of this other stuff till later. So, but let's move on to our card base assembly. So the first thing is we have our shutter card. So our shutter card, one side has the bumps, that's the inside. The other side has the indents. So it kind of dips in. That's the score. That's the outside. So let's fold that just because it's easier to see, I think. Depending on, if we would have just done this and, set these on there, like we could have set it on there and then not been happy with where everything was. So if we look at it straight on and we say, okay, that works, because maybe I want to see a little bit of that bricky color. Like you don't see that on mine, because I might have done it, I don't know which way I did it, but I probably used a different section of the printed paper pad. Or actually, I used a different section. I don't know what I did, but anyways, doesn't matter. But I do kind of like having that brick show over here, because then you have the brick on both sides. So yeah, just decide which way you want to make them.
Sarah Marion Phillips gave the grandkids cards that she made in Crafter's Classroom. What did you do for
Nice. For what?
for Rhett?
For Valentine's?
Yeah.
I didn't do anything.
You didn't do anything?
No.
Okay. All right. Oh, he doesn't know about that yet, does he?
Well, they did do Valentine's in his class, but
Oh, in his preschool.
in his preschool.
Oh, okay.
He has his first program coming up next
yeah.
week.
Yeah, so what is he doing?
They're singing.
Okay.
It's got to be a crack up having a bunch of 3-year-olds and trying to get. I don't know. I can't wait.
Oh, gosh.
And I don't know if that's a Valentine's or if it's a spring program or what. They told us what song they were singing, but I just think it's going to be a crack up with a bunch of 3-year-olds.
I do.
So anyways, now that we know that we're putting this one on this side and we know what part we want up, I am going to open it up because it's easier not fighting against the fold. But I just closed it just so I could see where I was attaching things and what they were going to look like when it was actually closed. And I might want to go back to that a little bit.
Yeah, I miss going to those too, Marion.
All right, so I'm going to open that up.
So
I still can't decide, so I'm going to put. Alrighty, so that's the front. Well, I can pick you up. I think they said there's not a.
What day is it?
Oh, you probably have dance. It's on the 20th. Is that a Tuesday?
I'm going to look and see.
Okay. So anyways, that's our front. Now we're going to open it up. Now we're on the inside.
Yeah, the 20th is a Tuesday.
Yeah. We're first going to attach our piece of thunder to the back panel. Let's do that. I do have a little demo thing here that I might pull out that has stuff.
Is that in the morning or in the afternoon?
No, it's at 5.
What's at 5?
5:30 or 6 o'clock at night. I have to look.
Oh yeah, I have West Coast Swing at 6 o'clock. It's 6 o'clock at night for those little 3-year-olds?
I think so.
Oh my goodness.
I'll have to look.
Yeah.
Oh, here, I'm pulling my little demo one out so I can show you. I'm going to set my done sample off to the side.
Well, Virginia, she said she hopes somebody's going to video it. Sarah probably will.
Oh yeah, I'll video it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so these are our pieces. All right.
Isn't it fun we can video those things with our phones these days? We used to have all those video cams that I bought. Oh my gosh.
So, first thing we're going to do is we are going to gently fold. Now this one was cut with our die. When you get them in the kit, they're a much deeper score, and you can see that. The score is just way deeper. So if you're not comfortable folding on the score, the score is there, but you just have to be kind of diligent about where it is. But you can see the score, and if you want to make that score better, you can always put it on your score pal and just make that score a little bit better if you're more comfortable folding it with that score being a little bit better. And that's just the nature of the small metal dies compared to the ones that we run on our big machine. So I just folded gently on both of those. What's going to happen is we're going to first attach this piece. Oh, we do need this little guy. I don't want to forget to attach him, but we're going to attach this piece centered in between our two scores and up at the very top edge. So you're going to line it up flush with the top edge. So I'm going to put tape right here. You don't have to put it, well, we can put tape on the bottom yet. We're just not going to attach it. So we can put tape on the top and the bottom, but we don't need to attach the bottom. It's just going to be hanging there with tape on it. So if you want to wait to put tape on the bottom, you can, just so you don't have glue hanging out. And actually, I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to wait to put tape on my bottom tape tab. So put tape on that top tape tab. If you have any tape hanging out, you're just going to make sure to bend it in. And then we're going to line that top edge up. And just like right here, I will put tape right here. I'm going to line that top edge up with the top edge. So I've got two cards there. Top edge. And I'm just going to attach that. I'm just going to use a small amount of tape because this is the one that I kind of demo with and I take apart. So let's just use a small amount of tape on my demo one so I can deconstruct it for future use. So you put it at that top edge so it can flop up and down. So that's what I'm going to do on my actual card. Line it up flush with that top edge. Make sure you're centered as best as possible from right to left.
How's your training going for your bike ride, Sarah?
It is going great. Right now this week I'm supposed to have a total of 30 miles, which is fairly easier for me to do. So I did an 8-mile on Tuesday, an 8-mile on Wednesday. Today I just did a 4-mile, or not a 4-mile, 3-mile climb. So it's called a climb because you're doing a hill the whole time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So I didn't have time this morning, with this, and I won't have time when I get home. So I just did a quick 10-minute, well, it was more than 10 minutes, a little bit over 10 minutes, so I could get 3 miles in of a climb.
Oh my gosh.
So and then
that's crazier than my dance, Sarah.
Then tomorrow I'll do tomorrow while Ev is sleeping, I'll do 11 or 12 miles. And then I'll have my miles in for the week, but I'll still probably ride on Sunday anyways. Okay. Now, these little guys end up going in here. Okay. But the easiest way to do that is to put that down and take a pencil. And you're not even going to see it very much on this gray. Or you can take a pen because you're going to end up covering it up. So take a pencil or a pen and just draw that circle so you see that. And the reason we did that is because then you can line up your V point right here kind of in the middle of that circle. So you can see it a little on camera. You probably can't see it at all. And this piece is going to go on the inside, but I'm not sure when I put that in there, so hang tight with me for a minute. Oh yeah, we'll put one down, then we'll do that. So okay, So we can see our circle right there. Now, you're going to put tape, and this is going to look really weird. So you're going to put tape on your tape tab. And again, I'm going to do it with just a small tape. And you can watch for a minute if you want to watch first. But you're going to put tape on your tape tab, line that V up in the center of your circle, and then you're going to line up the edge of this tape tab, and it's not folded, it's just flat, but there's a score there, and that's your tape tab. And you're going to line it up at the score of your card. Then you're going to fold that in, open it up, and then you're going to fold on your score. See how that worked?
Oh, yeah.
So that's our shutter. So I'm going to do that on my actual. I'm going to take my cream one. I'm going to put tape on my tape tab. This is a little bit different process that I always have to think about it a little bit each time. In fact, I was talking to Virginia today, and I'm like, I have to go give myself a refresher because this isn't one that I do a ton. And like magic cards I can do in my sleep. So I have my half circle or my circle there, and my point is, you know, as close to the middle as I can get. I put tape on top of my tape tab, and I lined it up flush with my score. Then I fold that in, and then fold it back. But now we have our score there. We're going to fold backwards on our score.
So, Sarah, can you tell us about your fancy schmancy Peloton? Marion Phillips said you use a stationary bike,
Oh.
and I said fancy schmancy.
Yeah, I have a Peloton, so you see commercials for them that you. Well, let's do this first.
Okay.
We'll get to coloring,
Okay.
and then I'll talk about my Peloton while I'm coloring.
Okay.
Okay. So because we need to get my mom home and get her in bed because
Oh,
she's gonna
man.
fall asleep.
I am so
Um,
tired.
So anyways, this piece is going on the inside. And so I kind of wanted to wait to put it on. It's hard to get on the inside once you have both of these flaps. But actually it's not. Yeah, we'll wait and we'll do it after. Let's just get these flaps in. But it's really hard to get in if you have the whole thing shut. So let's get these in there first. So we have our other one, and we're going to do the exact same thing on the other side. So this is my sample, except now we're lining it up flush with our first one, top and bottom. We put tape on our tape tab, we fold that in, and we bend it back, just like we did on the first one. So we have that there. See how we line it up flush top to bottom, and then flush to the side. Well, we got to get our tape tab on there, or our tape on top of our tape tab. So tape on top of our tape tab. Then we can re-line it up, flush to our score over here, and then flush top and bottom. Then we're going to fold it in, fold it back, and then again bend on the score. So that's our window of what we're going to see. So now, before we attach our top down, it's easiest to put this piece in there. And now we can kind of make sure that it fits. Now you could stamp, like if you're doing this and you have just cream on the inside or a lighter color, you can just stamp right through those windows. But because I have to give you the pieces pre-printed, I had to figure out some way to do it. So let's put tape on the back. And I kind of liked the seeing a little bit of that charcoal, that thunder through there. So now again, we're going to kind of look at this, kind of how we did with our circles before. Oh, my finger stuck. There. Okay. Now, and you can see that it's crooked on there, but it doesn't look too crooked looking at it. But I can tell it looks a little crooked right there, but oh well. If you want, you can just have them, one panel and the other panel on top of it, or you can feed, one underneath and one on top. It's okay either way. And this is where you're going to put tape on this tape tab down here. So again, you're going to put tape on this tape tab, but then you'll bend it under and attach it to the bottom of the card. So on our actual one, I have to turn it because I'm doing my tape and I need to pull it towards me. And then I just am tucking that under and attaching it flat. And that is our Peekaboo Shutter card. So now we can go on to embellishing a little with our words. Hang on. I need to do this, otherwise if I forget, that tape will then stick. Okay, this is going to go back in my demo kit. Now, everything else that we have, we'll just start working on that. We've got these guys that we can color. We've got the Friends Forever, which maybe I'll start with that so I can weed this and talk Peloton at the same time. So yes, I knew that we live in Wisconsin in a cold environment. So I would not get out on my bike probably earliest April. And, that's all depending on weather. Depending, geez, it's nice out now. I mean, it's nice relatively. It's not as cold as it should be. But anyways, I knew if I was riding that far, their training plan actually, and that's what I mailed Josh, the training plan actually started now. So this is the second week.
Oh.
And they gave, in their training blog, they said if you are in a cold weather place that you can't get on a bike, get on a stationary bike, and or just build up your cardio with doing other things and build up your strength with other things. And they also came right out and said, and lose a few pounds, because if you're going up all those hills,
Yeah.
the less weight you have to carry up them, the better.
Laura Siegel said she was told that they have more snow in SoCal
Oh, I'm
mountains
sure.
than you have in Wisconsin,
Oh,
and that I'm sure too.
Yeah, because we had no snow and we just got an inch last night and it's pretty much mostly melted. So anyways, yes, I bought a Peloton when it was on sale, and it has the people on the video screen that tell you to turn your resistance up, pedal faster, they have this whole, it's got little
Yeah.
digital stuff on it that you want to hit certain things, and you work to your ability, so they give you a range and you up or down it, and you can take all these classes. So yes, I have not repeated a class. I've gotten to take a Luke Bryan class. I've gotten to take a Bon Jovi class.
Oh,
I
nice.
take classic rock classes. So, yeah.
What do you mean classes for Bon Jovi? Are
Well,
they?
because they say they do all Bon Jovi tracks
Oh, okay.
or all Luke Bryan tracks.
Okay. Oh, well, that's fun.
Yeah, or classic rock or
Yeah.
pop or country or
Yep.
whatever. So yes, I have not repeated a class, and so
Okay.
so yeah, keeps me going. I knew I needed to get on something because I would. This is not something that you can train for just the few weeks before,
Yeah.
or you would die. And they actually said, don't even come if you haven't trained. Like, don't show up and expect to just do it without
Yeah.
training. So I'm taking it pretty seriously.
All right.
So, okay, our Friends Forever. I'm going to attach that.
Any Beatles? Kiss? Beach
I'm
Boys?
actually this morning when I was on looking for classes, I was looking for Just a Climb, which is the thing. There was a Kiss one.
Oh.
So I haven't looked for Beatles yet. But There is everything and anything on there.
Nice. I'm gonna have to come over and.
Oh, I did a Queen one.
Did you really?
Mhm.
Oh,
I did a
gosh.
Queen ride.
Nice.
And then there's live classes, so a lot of those are recorded ones.
Yeah.
So, you know, the instructor is still talking to you, but then there's live ones where they actually can see who's on, and every once in a while you'll get a shout out, like if it's your 25th ride or your 100th ride or whatever. I haven't gotten a shout out yet, but
I love Queen too, Marion, but I didn't develop my
oh, I
love
should
for
see if
Queen
there's a
until
I should see if there's a Bee Gees ride.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
will.
Anyway, I really developed an appreciation for Queen when we went on a cruise one time and they had a Queen tribute band there. As a
Yeah.
matter of fact, my hat is signed by one of those guys.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So I used microdot adhesive to attach my words on there.
And the guy that played Freddie was a chef, so we talked with him a bit.
Alrighty, so let's go to coloring. Oh, let's just talk about the words first. Now, some of these I punched out circles. So the little hello friend. So you can punch out a circle if you have a little circle puncher die, or you can cut it into a square. But I did do that one as a punch, and I didn't bring my punches in here tonight, so I'm just going to cut them as squares, or I'll wait to do those till later. That one I did as a punch. I didn't use all of them, so there's other ones on here that you can save and use for a different card or whatever. And then I did take, you know, some of these and attach, you know, cut little strips of them. And I forgot to use this one on the inside, but you have this whole chunk of this that if you wanted to use some of this on the inside or going across here, you could. Now, it's hard to put things right here. Like you might want to be like, well, I want to put that right there. If it just goes this far, an inch, as you're sliding this in and out, it could get stuck. So if you do want to do something on the inside, it almost has to go past this circle so it doesn't get stuck sliding in and out. But depending over here, yeah, it's just hard putting things on this outside. Like you could stamp something right there if you wanted, but I'm thinking if we put this right here, it could get stuck on this shutter as it slides. So it's just a little touch and go to put things on these sliding pieces. So, but I'm going to go to coloring. You can go on to whatever you want to go on to, if you want to color with me or if you're ahead of me or whatever. I'm going to use my same dog colors, I think. And then I did have a red. I think I did red collars. And I'm not even sure what colors I used for the browns. Oh, stamp puppy footprints.
Yeah.
That would be super cute.
Yeah.
Yes, I think I used that color as one. I saw that at the same time
Yeah.
you did. So yes, you guys give me ideas.
Well,
So I think my three browns are E15, E37, and if you want to touch, like, if you wanted to do something a little bit more goldy, that would be YR24. And I think I just colored this guy a few times to make him as dark as he is. Plus I used my W3 and my C1. Now, could have I used a C2 or a C3, which are a shade darker? Absolutely I could, if I had them. But I don't. So if you don't have the next color up, you might just try going over it a couple times to get it to go darker. So, but yes, a C2 or a C3 would have given me the dark color that I wanted. And I do have a C5, but I think that's a little bit too dark. So yes, I just don't happen to have.
I'm already dancing in costume. I'm
Are you?
trying to get.
She'll bring in her costumes as we get
Yeah.
closer,
Yeah. Oh,
because I know you all want to see her costume. I think if she comes in to show us her costume, I think she has to at least model.
oh, okay. Okay. I will tell you this: that last night I tried on some of my ballroom heels.
Uh-huh.
And my Latin shoes and my smooth shoes, and I said nuts to that. I'm not doing that. I'm wearing my flat shoes, which are more comfortable.
Uh-huh.
And one of my dance instructors said, "Go for it. It's not worth wrecking your feet."
Right. Oh, I was gonna see if. Oh, I do have a C2. Hang on a second.
Ooh.
Oh, it's dry. That's why. So. And hang on, I got another C5, but that one might not be. Oh, let's try this one around the edge. I'm just going to do it really light and see if I can drag it in. I think that one's too dark, but I already did it. So, yeah, C5 was too dark. And now my C1 is getting. I do have re-anchors. Oh, that one's dead too. Yeah, my C5 was too dark. I don't like my dog now.
Nope. He's cute.
That's okay. Well,
I know where you get that from, Sarah.
where?
From me. Oh, I don't like that dance move.
Oh.
Oh, I did that funny. Oh. Dance instructors are always saying, "You know, Sue, you're just learning it. Just don't be so hard on yourself. You know, it's all perfect, Sarah."
Oh, well, okay. I do like my dog now.
Okay.
After all that.
Yeah.
So I think I started off with this one with this color, but then I added browns on top of it. So this is my YR. It's my little goldy color. So when we're doing the bunny later, if you want to do the cat, you could do a tabby cat, and this YR24 is good for that. But I am going to put brown on top of this color.
Yeah, you're right, Marion. No perfection this side of heaven. You are right about that.
And fur on puppies is,
Charlie.
yeah, you never know what the fur is going to look like. It never looks, it's not like they go to a beauty parlor every day.
No, Charlie goes twice a year, maybe, huh?
Charlie goes a couple times,
Does
yeah,
he?
and then he's shaved. Then he looks like a goofball.
Yeah, he does.
So Charlie is the Labradoodle that I have sometimes, and he's a crack up, and I will probably have him next week. This week I just had Winnie.
I wonder what Charlie will do with that balloon, Sarah.
Yeah, Charlie will be terrified of that balloon.
Oh, really?
Yes,
Oh.
Charlie is a little fraidy cat. Yeah, the more imperfect you try and make your coloring, I think sometimes the better your coloring looks. Okay. So yeah, now I've got a coloring mess of markers. That's okay though. Alright, so I did, when you attach these, you attach your circle. Now, see how this one, I didn't attach it, I attached it more offset. So I offset the one side, so it just attaches a little. And then when I attached my friends, I offset it, and it's kind of like a little closure. So I kind of have it as a little closure, so it overlaps a tiny bit. Sometimes I'll do this on going off of one side and then one coming off the other, but like centered. So you could center these. If you wanted to center these, you could totally center them. It's up to you. And you could do the Forever Friends off of one side and the puppies off the other. You know, or I like offset them a little bit and then I overlapped them as kind of to keep them closed. Oh, I did do some, I missed my floor, so hang on a second. I'm looking for the color that I used for that.
Jean Vetter said she's got a golden doodle that put his head on her kitchen table standing on all fours. Yeah. Wow, that's a big dog.
That would be the Charlie boy.
Yep.
So this is E11, and this I just did as a little color underneath them. And then I just added a touch of gray on there too. So, okay. So this guy we're going to put on just with regular adhesive. And again, you center it or you do it off center, but only put tape on half, whichever half is attaching. And then we're going to use foam tape to pop up our puppies. Okay, and then we're going to use foam tape to pop those guys up. I think I even like them colored better the second time than the first. Okay. So Jean must be watching on YouTube because I can't see.
You can't see
Jean's
those.
comment.
She was watching on
Or the
virtual class.
Oh, the virtual class page. Okay. Well, hi, Jean. Jean comes to our in-person warehouse sale or warehouse classes.
Marianne said she took her dogs to the vet and spent $1,200 between the two of them. One has to go back for a dental to the tune of $1,300.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you're attaching your Friends Forever, because this one is popped up with foam tape, if you want it to overlap, you want to pop it up with foam tape. But remember, only put it behind the part that's going to attach. So, like I know from the I and the R over, I don't want any tape. Because otherwise, it's going to stick shut.
Jean Vetter is watching on YouTube, but she's commenting on the virtual page.
Oh, okay.
And she's in Florida.
Oh. Alrighty, so we're going to attach that. And that's kind of our little overlap thing. Now I'm going to, I can use the Hello Friend on there. But let's open it up. I'm going to cut some strips, and I'm going to add some of this strip to the inside and my other strip. I'm going to cut some strips. But first, actually, decide if you want to use a strip right here. Okay, because I used a strip. So if you're going to use part of this, you want to make sure to save some of that. So maybe I'll do the Miss You Friend on here. Maybe I just cut these in rectangles because I don't have any punches with me right now. And then my hello friend, I can put that on the front. Let's see how good I am at cutting a little square. By hand, not very good. Okay, well, not bad. Okay. So yeah, whatever words you're gonna use. Because I'm gonna, so this, if you want it to go edge to edge right here, that is three. I should really get a new ruler that the lines are not worn off.
Yeah, this one
I mean,
is. This one's just about as bad, Sarah.
They're like 99 cents.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
three
right.
and 1/8. But first I'm going to cut a couple strips for the inside. So I think I've had these rulers forever. It's from when you used to use rulers more. I use rulers a lot.
Yeah, I do too. Hey, I've got some metal ones at home,
Oh,
Sarah.
metal ones might be nice.
Yeah.
All right. So say I'm going to do a 1/2 inch strip on the inside on one side, and I'm going to do another 1/2 inch strip on the other side. Then I have this piece that I can cut to 3 and 1/8. And I can cut it narrower if I want. On mine, it's about 1 inch. And that can attach on the inside there. And then I can also maybe use some of these strips to coordinate the inside with the outside. That's what I forgot to do on my original sample. Okay, so now I've got strips for both there. So let's see what we have here. I have that's going to go on the front. I have this little strip that's going to go down here, and then my Miss You friend is going to attach right over the top of it. So I can attach that right now. I don't like to use a lot of foam tape on the inside just because it's already kind of bulky to begin with. But you can if you want to. But yeah, I don't usually use too much foam tape on the inside. Okay. Actually, I lied.
What?
On this, my circle on the inside,
Mm-hmm.
my circle right here, does have foam tape on it.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Now, if I'm going to attach these, the one thing I need to make sure is they're probably the same length. Right now, they're just a hair off, so I am going to trim. Oh no, they're about, well, they're maybe a hair off. Nobody's going to notice a hair.
Mm-mm.
So then I can kind of pull that into the inside also. So, okay, I'm just going to put tape on the rest of those things. And then we are going to be done. And you have a couple extra words for something else. That's one thing when I did in-person classes, I would have multiple stamps there. So if you wanted to stamp something different, you could. And I don't think I always did that from the very beginning, but I think I recently started giving you extra words.
That's always so nice to have that.
Yeah, just because
Available.
not everybody wants those exact words, so I try to give you just a couple extra. So hopefully something works for you. And if you are like, hey, I want to use that hunk of paper for something else, you have at her. I just thought it would be nice to pull the inside into the outside. Or the outside into the inside. I said that wrong. This is one thing you can do. Oops, this one is this one shorter? I don't know why it should be. I spaced it differently. It appears shorter, but I'm not gonna let it bother me. You can put something right here. So you could put like a circle right there, just for future reference. All right, I'm gonna get one last piece of foam tape here, and then we're gonna move on to the last card. Because my mom's dozing. No, she's not.
Yeah, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. I was looking at a house.
You were looking at a house?
Mm-hmm.
Why did Leah send you the link? Oh. All right. So there we go. We have our Peekaboo Shutter card. Now we are on to our last one, which in this one, this is the clean and simple one, because now you probably understand why, because there were a lot of parts and pieces in the last ones. So we have our card, we have our cement layer, we have our white layer, which I think I gave you 80 pound. Yep, they're both 80 pound. Sometimes I like to tell you if I gave you, then you can feel the two different weights. Then we have the white. Then I gave you either this color, which matches pretty good to this YR24, because you can use this kitty. Now you can cut it out as an oval, or you can cut it out as a rectangle. But I gave you the kitty on there if you didn't want to go with the bunny. I just thought the bunny was kind of fun, especially I hope we never get tired of making fun of each other, because the bunny looks like it did a face plant. And this piece is for backing whichever words, or without crazy friends we wouldn't have crazy memories. Or if you have friends that are as weird as you have everything. So I liked that whole saying, it was from Impression Obsession. Anyways, I gave you the pink because the pink could go with the bunny feet and the bunny ears. And I also gave you, if you go with the kitty, I didn't figure the pink went with the kitty, so I gave you this color in case you wanted to color like a tabby. And then I gave you some clear jewels to just scatter around. So here we are. I'm going to cut out words first. I think I'm going to use and that's why this one's a little narrower, so I cut it down. I'm going to use the without crazy friends, we wouldn't have crazy memories. So you can pick whichever word you want. And if you want to use the kitty, if you have an oval die, you can use that, or you can cut it out as a rectangle. So again, you have a couple different word choices there. Pick whichever one is applicable. And then you're going to cut out a piece of gray to back your words. And I do have my words popped up on there. So it's up to you whether you want to trim it first and then pop it, or pop it and then trim it. Oh, look at that. Didn't that work perfect?
Yeah, it does.
It's like the exact right width.
Mhm.
So I only need to cut one thing. So I think I'm going to pop mine up first, because it worked out that I just need to trim one side. So yeah, this is our fairly clean and simple card. Oops, I need to trim
Not
it.
so many moving pieces with this one. That's good.
Yep.
That's a
No.
nice end with
Nice
this one.
ending. Yeah. Did somebody say that?
No, I did. Yes,
You
me.
did? Oh. Yeah, not so many moving pieces with this one.
Mm-hmm.
We're ending with the easy in case you're burnt out from, all the pieces and parts from the other ones. And here I said it only needed to be trimmed on one side, and then I decided I wanted it trimmed closer, and I trimmed on more sides.
Okay.
I do that. All right. So, if you need to trim the height of that one, have at her. We're going to attach it, and then we're going to trim off one little edge. So depending on if you want to trim the brighter pink or the lighter pink, you'll attach that onto there. Now, this piece is kind of like doing the same thing with our paper, making our strips and attaching it to sticker paper. These were from some of those sheets that were on special. At one point, I don't know if it was during the warehouse sale last year or when that was, but we had them on special as sheets. Now we have a whole bunch of strips that are this size I found a box of, so those will probably be in some sort of variety package and in comments sold, I'm sure. So now we're going to attach our layers down. So our card base, our one layer, and our second layer.
Jean Vetter said, you need to add do as I say, not as I do. Maybe add that to that shirt, Sarah. That. Oh. Sarah says.
Sarah-isms.
Sarah-isms, yep.
Okay. Then we're going to attach that to the front of the card. Oh, yep, we're right about... I never am sure how long our Fun Time Thursdays are going to take, and it's always right about this time. Sometimes I'll tell my mom, oh, this one won't take that long. We'll be done early. And yep, it's right around 8 o'clock.
Yes.
I don't think she ever believes me anymore when I say that to her.
I just laugh.
Yeah, she laughs. Because I've said that to her a number of times, and yep.
It shouldn't be too long. That's why I told my dance studio I can make it by 8:30 probably to dance.
Oh, are you going today?
No, I'm not going
Oh,
today.
jeez.
No, I'm not going today.
Was going to say,
No.
you're calling in sick.
No, I'm not. I'm not going today. But I told them if they had any openings for private lessons
Today?
no, on a Thursday, it would have to be after
Oh, okay.
8:30.
Okay.
No, not today.
Jeez.
I had 2 lessons, one at 1:45 and the other one at 2:30 today. That was enough for me today.
Okay, so now we're just going to do a quick and easy color. I'm going to use my C1. I'm going to use some little pink.
Last night, sir, when I was coming home from dance, I had all herd of deer out in my side yard.
Did you?
Like 8 or 9 of them.
Wow.
I know.
In your side yard?
Well, that side yard at the end of my building.
Uh-huh.
Not my side yard, but the side yard.
Side yard at the
Yeah.
where we've seen them before.
Yeah, but right by Ryan's house.
Uh-huh.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
So-
I haven't seen the deer by my house in a couple days. They must have wandered down by yours.
Probably, yeah.
I don't know if those are the same deer. That's a few miles. I don't know if they're the same.
Yeah, those crazy deer, they kind of have to be careful.
All right. Again, we're just doing a quick and easy color, so I should just stop where I'm at. But will this be on replay? Yes, it will, Penny. Always my videos are on replay, so you can always see them here. You can see them on YouTube or on the virtual class page, which not as many of you watch on the virtual class page since when we were having trouble. So yes, they're always saved. So that's never even a problem. You know, don't ever be a thought in your mind that you can't watch it live, so you can't take the class, because they'll always be saved.
Yes.
And if you can't find them, you can always email me. As Brenda Fry, she emailed me, and I missed her email, and I found it today, and I said, so I'm sorry if this is a duplicate response, because I couldn't remember if I replied, or I'm sorry if this isn't a duplicate and it's still late.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Virginia Hebert's deer eat the food in her bird feeders. What do
I
yours
bet they
to
do.
eat, Sarah?
What?
What are your? You
I-
put food out for them.
I
Yes,
do.
corn, right?
I'm not supposed to. Corn, yeah.
Yeah.
Or vegetables. I'll take, whenever I chop up vegetables, I'll take the ends and throw them out
They
there.
like that.
Yeah. Well, my birds and my squirrels do too.
Mm-hmm.
So now you can just use whatever little things. Brian and Becky had fun cutting these up and putting them in the kits because they kept popping off. So you have 5 or 6 or however many you have.
Penny, I hope you get well soon. She said, thanks for answering your questions.
Was she not feeling good?
No, she's not. She's
Oh.
got a lot of drugs going on again.
Oh, yeah. We hope you're feeling better soon, Penny. You've been through a lot lately.
Yeah.
I think since the whole beginning of the year.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that last one's just not going on.
Okay. Doesn't have to.
Nope, doesn't have to. All right, so we have our bunny. We have, well, this is the kit in case you want to make some. And these are our cards. So thanks for joining us tonight, guys. Fun Time Thursday. I will get next month's classes posted. They won't have pictures initially, but I'll get them posted probably tomorrow while Eva's sleeping. And then I'll get pictures as soon as I can.
Okay.
So, thanks, guys. Have a great night.
Bye.
Bye.